Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yashar Allah. Call Aloyam La Yahweh. Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Harakakadash, for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth, so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwath that's keeping the faith and the works. Y'all keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more quoted precepts. Scripture says the leaders of my people caused them to err. Alright? And more so going into Babylonian Christianity. I was watching Elder Apostle Gabar go in on things that, we preach on and show the people, versus the things that Babylonian Christianity withholds. And a lot of times it's because they don't know, or they know and they just stick to the Babylonian Christian script for contract's sake, because a lot of these Babylonian Christians are under contract with the daughter of Babylon. So a lot of things they are not able to speak on, because it'll hinder the business of church. Because you best believe church is a business. Alright? But, things such as the 1/3, the 144,000. I can recall when I was, before the Lord opened my eyes to this truth, I would go to church all the time. Alright? I'm not saying I was, at one point I did take church serious and I started really going. But even then, I heard nothing about a 1/3, heard nothing about 144,000. I did not know there was something called the Apocrypha that existed inside of the scriptures. I had no idea that it was taken out. Right? I had no idea about a lot of things that I know now. Right? That can easily be found in the scriptures. All right, the Lord's name, going into the Hebrew. I had no idea about the Hebrew. I had no idea about Hebrew, period. Right? Outside of, Moses and Yashala being enslaved in Egypt. And the only reason I really knew about that is because, we would joke about, getting worked hard. Right? And the joke would be, man, you working us like a Hebrew slave. Right? Outside of that, I had no idea. But it was because of who this devil set up in charge over us. It's the same as antebellum Christianity. Slavery Christianity, how the slave master would indoctrinate a so-called black to, basically indoctrinate the people. And they would always have a watcher over to make sure that preacher didn't go off script. So it's the same thing now, but the only thing is the watcher is not just one particular so-called white man. There's a whole system, right? So that 501c3 contract that these churches have gone in the business with the daughter of Babylon with, is restricting them from really unleashing the truth, and more than that, it's the Most High, right? Because man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So the Most High has put the spirit in these different pastors to do what they're doing, because the Lord said 2/3 of his people have to die. The Lord said the leaders of these people caused them to err, so that means that somebody has to be in error, right? Via the leaders, which are pastors and entertainers and so forth and so on, that push the same Babylonian Christian doctrine. All right. There was something else. There's something else that was said in the Elder Apostle video that even sparked me to want to do this. I can't remember it though. Lord willing, it'll come back. But Yeah, Babylonian Christianity, the doctrine that comes with it in all of its forms, because you have different denominations of Christianity that vary slightly, but it's pretty much the same premise, right? God love everybody. God is a universal God. God don't love. Well, it's not about Israel anymore. It's about whoever believes in the Messiah, while at the same time having the people that's claiming to be Israel and backing these individuals under the premise of, well, if you bless Israel, then you'll be blessed, which is contrary to you saying that the Most High don't deal with Israel anymore. Now he deals with anybody that believes in Yahushua, right? But that just speaks on the mindset of Babylonian Christians, man. They contradict themselves all the time. They're massive hypocrites and unlearned individuals who basically parakeet whatever is said to them by their leaders. They don't look up information. They don't go into the meanings of things. The only thing they do is speak on either how they feel, whatever emotion they feeling, as it pertains to whatever scripture, or tied to some kind of event that happened to them in times past, and them calling on who they deem is the Lord, which we understand that's not the Lord. All right, Jesus Christ is not him. All right, the letter J wasn't invented until the 16th century. The whole idea of Jesus Christ is based off of ideology, right? And he was going into that too. Around about Ptolemy the First, Serapis Christus, right, which was an idol, right, made up the same way Jesus is made up, same figure. Blame them, right? Cesare Borgia was just a model for the New Age Serapis Christus, right? The name got changed from Serapis to Jesus. Christus is the same, Christ, right? So, and the crazy part about all of this is Christianity still refuses to go into this information to prove it true or not, right? Either way it goes, they refuse to go into the information. They refuse to bring this information to their congregation and allow the congregation to, make their own mind up, right? Which, once again, is ultimately the Most High. It's the Lord that's putting them blinders up into these different individuals' spirits to not be able to receive the gospel, right? But yeah, that was just a small portion of things that Babylonian Christianity will not go into, right? And I say either it's because they don't know, or it's because they've been bought, right? Meaning they them tax write-offs. I can only imagine, how that work as far as the finances go, as far as the check goes, from Big Brother E. But yeah, that's how they get down. All right. Okay, well, the thought didn't come back, so I guess the Lord didn't want me to go into it. So with that, man, I said, call Elohim La Yahweh, Why Yahweh Shai Ba Shamhara Kakotai Shalom Nasha Allah, blah blah blah.